All right, so yeah, so I can start now if that makes sense, and then we can go from there.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, so no problem. So thank you everybody for joining. My name is Boaz Petrus. I'm the CEO and founder of NovaDynamic Technology Services, and as a technology service provider, one of the things that we provide is lunch and learns and educational sessions for businesses from micro all the way up to medium size around some of the essentials or the important factors around cybersecurity, and not necessarily from a technology perspective, but really from a business perspective and what are the practical steps as a business and implications towards that. So we'll begin our session from here. Oops, let me move to my next slide. Okay. So we're going to be talking about what every business should know. And the focus really is from micro all the way to small and medium sized businesses with limited or no in-house IT support. And then one of the importance of that is that if you're going to run lean, which is fine for most companies, it is important to really know what the strategic investments you will need to help to dramatically reduce your risk within your business environment, your clients, and for your employees. And partnering with a trusted provider will help to close some of those gaps that you can't cover alone, protecting your operations, your clients, and your reputation. So to start, we're going to open up with the Equifax data breach. This is a real world example of how a single missed software update led to massive financial and reputational damage, and some of the steps that they took to remediate that. The next part is really understanding the evolving cybersecurity landscape. We'll demonstrate how evolving cyber threats disproportionately impact businesses with limited IT support and why proactive protection is crucial. And the next piece is our three main pillars of protection, or Nova Dynamics holistic approach: your business, your clients, your employees. The right people, the right processes, and the right technology to power all three of those pillars. And then the next step is really just the taking on a hands-on approach to how you can leave this session with some practical knowledge that helps to protect at least one of your business systems immediately, which is a solution called Multi-Factor Authentication. And we'll go into that more into the presentation itself, which will help to strengthen your security today. And then we'll close by showing how NovaDynamic can serve as your virtual cybersecurity department, bringing clarity, resilience, and long-term protection to your business. So let's start with the big one. So in 2017, Equifax, one of the three major credit bureaus, missed a critical software update. That single oversight gave attackers access to 148 million consumer records, including social security numbers. That breach triggered a $4 billion loss in market value for Equifax overnight, plus regulatory investigations, partner distrust, and reputational damage as one of the major credit bureaus. And I know from some people's perspectives, this wasn't just a technical failure. This became a business crisis. The damage to Equifax's reputation was long-term, affecting consumer trust across the board for years to come. But there are some key takeaways for business owners today. That even one missed software update, this is really the important piece, is that even one missed software update can lead to significant financial, legal, and brand consequences. Software updates are no longer really an option anymore. It truly is foundational to protecting your business and your business, your clients, your employees, and the way you view and see your business as an important asset to you, or a digital asset to you today. So some of those financial implications were massive. So Equifax total, in terms of cumulative cost, had to spend $1.38 billion in terms of direct remediation costs, the regulatory fines and settlements to the U.S. government, and to anybody who potentially would have had a class action lawsuit against them, and then the legal claims reserve that they had to have in place to be able to effectively remediate that. And According to Smart Financial, and I have the reference material here as well that I can send off to folks if they would like to review that, that small business breaches cost on average a median of $46,000 on average for 60%. And over half of those who were hit with a financial a breach, which is a ransomware attack, a denial of service, or an anti-virus attack that blocks you from accessing your information, it can reach up to $100,000 for just the ransomware and the recovery fees to retrieve what you need. And even what's more alarming to that is that 60% of small businesses will shut down within the first 6 months after a cybersecurity incident because they lack the staff, the budget to update, backup, or monitor their systems. So it is really important for us to really reflect on, or at least from even for me as myself as a small business owner, the importance of these steps, because as a business owner, it is extremely important for us to protect what we have built. And part of that today is protecting it from a digital perspective. So cybersecurity is constantly evolving. New threats pop up constantly. As your business adopts cloud-based or internet-connected tools such as smart devices, remote work setups, hackers are evolving just as fast. And what they're looking for is they're looking for weak spots. And those weak spots are outdated software, unprotected or unsecured logins, or overlooked settings. What protected you last year may not protect you today. Cybersecurity isn't just a one-time fix. It really is an ongoing business responsibility. When you're focused on running your operations, serving clients, and managing cash flow, IT tasks like software updates, password resets, and systems checks often to fall to the bottom of the list or in terms of priority. But these routine tasks are critical. Without them, your business becomes an easy target for attackers who will exploit even the most minor gaps to cause significant damage to your business or to your organization. One of those points is that old security tools can't keep up anymore. Small businesses still rely on basic antivirus software or consumer grade hardware designed to support you for only about a year, or they're warranted for about a year before they no longer under support from the vendor, the providers of them. Those tools specifically were developed for simple threats. Now those threats are no longer simple anymore. Now today's threats are much more sophisticated, and sophisticated attacks. They're using phishing, which is going through your emails and writing messages to you that seem legitimate, or they're using ransomware, which is ransomware attacks, which is where they're blocking or are shutting down all your systems so you no longer, as a business owner or your employees, have access to those systems. Or automated bots, where they have machine learning applications that are constantly attempting to get in, and they're learning, and they're providing those bots or those automated solutions with the ability to constantly attack you, so that they don't know so they no longer have to be there present, actually pushing through their attacks into your environment. So hackers move fast, and static defenses don't adapt. Static defenses, such as a simple antivirus tool, don't adapt as quick enough for the attackers because they are also looking for openings. So without modern protection, your business systems are vulnerable, even if you think you are covered. So that's the approach of NovaDynamic, and our approach really is the three pillars of protection, our holistic approach, that we protect your business, we protect your clients, and we protect your employees. Real resilience requires integrating all three of these together through training. Training, integrating people through training and policies, processes such as for updates and scheduling them, is cybersecurity incident playbooks about how your team or your team yourself are going to respond if there is a cybersecurity event, and technology to help to secure your business systems or accounts and monitor your environment for potential threats that may have already found their way in or attempting to get in. And so NovaDynamic takes these steps as your virtual security department, providing expertise across all three of those domains without the expense of full-time hires. So those are really our biggest approach and why we take that holistic approach, because all three of those are important to managing an ecosystem, and you can't do one without the other. And it's really important that we all truly understand that for people to protect your business, your clients and your employees all have to have the same general understanding and take some of the similar steps. But from a business perspective, it really is going to be the business and the employee that are taking on are at the forefront of that protection. So one of the tools that I wanted to discuss with everybody here today that I'm hoping that people are familiar with is multi-factor authentication or two-step authentication, and which is also short for MFA. This is a tool or application that strengthens your login security by requiring two independent factors. So one factor is something you know, which is your password, and something you have, which is a one-time code generated by your app or your phone. And sometimes people get this through a text message, or for example, maybe your bank requires you to turn that on. So when you log into your bank application, like Bank of America, for example, you log in and it will prompt to send you a one-time code that you do have to submit into the application so it knows that it's you. So that's one of the ways that two-factor authentication is enabled. Well, one option is that they make built-in applications to store all of your business accounts under. So it's one place you can go to and see all the codes you would need for your systems. So by layering these factors or MFA, it prevents bad actors who may have stolen your passwords or may be able to guess your password logins from actually getting access, because they'll need both the password and the one-time code that comes from that. So that adds an extra layer of protection, because in today's day and age, unfortunately, passwords are no longer enough or sufficient to protect your business systems. Sometimes people use the same passwords in multiple systems or use similar variations, and for any bad actor, it's really not difficult anymore to be able to use a program that will cycle through all the commonly used passwords that people are generally use and to guess it from that standpoint. So multi-factor authentication or two-step authentication adds an extra layer. So for small businesses without an IT team, MFA is a low cost, high impact control that closes a significant portion of your attack surface or the ways that they can get into your environment. So if you are not familiar with multi-factor, or you're looking for which one to use, I have on the slide here about the top ones that are generally out there. So Google Authenticator is a great one, Authy, Microsoft Authenticator, Duo, LastPass Authenticator. These are great to applications to use. If you are using Google Workspace, it's an absolute great game changer, because you can connect it to your Google Workspace account, and now you can manage and maintain all your business account systems within that as well. So yeah, so I have a slide here that shows the different apps. So you can go into into your Play Store or to the iTunes store as well, and these ones are really great tools to use. So every connected device that you use for your business adds risk. Your laptops, your smartphones, your printers, your cloud platforms like Google or Amazon Web Services, your cloud applications, smart thermostats, Wi-Fi networks, your security cameras. Each one of these expands your attack surface or the number of ways a cyber criminal can gain access. Without a dedicated IT staff, tasks such as software updates, password management, and system monitoring often fall behind, leaving the gaps for attackers to exploit. Now that your business is a digital extension of you, Just like you wouldn't leave your home with a basic lock, your business deserves layer protection. So think of multi-factor authentication as the digital equivalent of a deadbolt plus a security system for your business. And so if you're not using MFA today, I encourage you all to download one of these trusted apps and enable at least multi-factor authentication on one of your key business accounts today. We want to make that makes the most sense of your system, your financial system, any of the system that is most important to you as a business. I would encourage you to really enable it, at least one of them today. And it really is a simple move to add a powerful layer of protection. So it requires, and because of that, it requires the right mix of automated tools to really ensure that you have the right guidance to protect you. So my biggest takeaway today is, at least from my perspective, from what I've seen in organizations throughout my 20 years of working with organizations large and small, multi-factor authentication is one of the biggest things you can do to reduce the massive amount of risk in your company or organization. So, from an incident response plan, so cyber attackers don't wait for the perfect condition; they strike fast. And that's why your incident response plan must be built around these four critical pillars: threat detection, containment, communication, and recovery. So threat detection is early detection is everything, whether it's a suspicious email, unusual data flow, or identifying threats quickly. It allows your team to act before damage can spread. So one of the biggest examples, I used to work for a hospital and we received a ransomware attack. And we were able to track it down because it was spreading between desktop to desktop. So we had to remove the desktops from the environment to stop the spread of the actual virus itself through the hospital. And because we were able to find it, detect it, and find out where its origin was, we were able to prevent it from spreading to all 3,000 endpoints. We only had 30 computers that were impacted by the virus. And so yes, we did have to take remediation steps in terms of recovering our data or pulling back our backups. But from in terms of containment, that was the most appropriate approach. Contain the threat is the most appropriate thing. If you see it, disconnect it from your environment, which is disconnecting it from the internet, disconnecting from your network, and containing it there. I was like, because there it's much easier to remediate or recover from versus it spreading across your entire environment or all your PCs, your smartphones, your smart devices, or spreading into your, if you're using a cloud environment for your SaaS or software as a service, a cloud application to run your business, you do not want it to spread into that environment. So it's really important to contain as fast and quickly as possible. And then communication. Clear, timely communication is essential. Notify early your internal teams, your leadership, and if necessary, external clients, which will depend on the size of your clients and the data exposure. And this is usually based around the legal requirements based on how big your client, how large, how many clients you have, and if you have to disclose from a legal perspective the data breach. And then recovery. So after containment, the focus really shifts to restoring systems, validating your data, make sure it's that you have effective backups of your data that's not in the same place as your main data, and documenting lessons learned. And a strong recovery process is going to ensure that you have business continuity and that you strengthens your future resilience to cyber threats as they come. So these four pillars aren't just technical steps. They're strategic safeguards. When they're built into your response plan, your organization is equipped to react quickly, minimize the damage, and then emerge even stronger. And then us as all business owners, the most important thing is to always emerge stronger and to accept an attitude of continual philosophy of continuous improvement. The cyber threats and the actors are constantly evolving, and how we protect our businesses also needs to constantly evolve with them. So as you strengthen your technical defenses, it's equally important to consider how your business is protected financially in the event of a cyber incident. So cybersecurity insurance helps cover the costs associated with attacks, like business interruption, data recovery, legal support, and customer notification. It's designed to help you bounce back quickly and minimize financial disruption. Breach insurance, on the other hand, focuses specifically on data exposure, especially personal or sensitive information. It can help you cover credit monitoring for affected individuals, public relations support, and or regulatory fines or penalties that might be incurred due to a data breach. For small businesses, though, these policies aren't just about risk. They're about resilience. There can be a there can be a difference in a temporary setback for your organization or a long-term crisis. And this is why these solutions are out there now. So insurance doesn't, so just to be clear, insurance doesn't replace your cybersecurity controls or how you manage and protect your systems. It just complements it. The stronger your security posture or how you protect your environment or protect your business, the more favorable your coverage terms and premiums may be. And just as a point, one of the most important things, because I've gone through this process with multiple organizations to prepare them for cybersecurity insurance, one of the biggest factors that they're looking for from a security posture perspective is multi-factor authentication turned on and enabled on every single business account that you own, and that your employees are all using multi-factor authentication to access those same business account or business systems, either in the cloud or in your environment. So from a cybersecurity standpoint, insurance standpoint, that is one of the biggest things that they will be looking for is, does everybody in your environment have multi-factor authentication? And then you will have to provide records or an audit report that shows that that is turned on for everybody. So so this is why, also for us, we do also recommend reviewing your current policies and aligning them with your cybersecurity roadmap. If you so most insurances, that's not generally included as a separate offering or a different supplement and supplemental insurance. And our company does partner with a couple different vendors to help to facilitate or to help to support in ensuring that you are prepared as an organization or small business for the audit that you will have to go through for cybersecurity insurance. So from that perspective, NovaDynamic can support that conversation and help you understand what's covered, what's missing, and how to position your business for digital and financial protection. So we're approaching near the end of this presentation, and I hope that this has been informative. And one of the things that we do as an organization is that to help to sustain your progress, you can partner with NovaDynamic Technology Services. And as a technology service provider, we begin with an in-depth assessment of your environment. Then we help you to understand your existing environment. What are the gaps that are going to either become a block for receiving insurance, or to help you to close up some of those security gaps to help you protect your environment. And when we do that with implementing tailored solutions aligned with your budget, your risk tolerance, and continuously monitoring your environments and responding to threats. So this end-to-end partnership frees you to focus on what's important to you to grow your business, and not emergency firefighting of these events, because that's really our job as an IT professional to take that burden off of you so you can focus on what's most important to you, and that really is to grow your business. So as Nova Dynamic has been growing, we've also established strategic partnerships with hardware vendors, software vendors, cloud platforms, and cybersecurity firms so that we can deliver scalable, compliant, and cost-effective solutions tailored to each one of your businesses and your operational needs. And this slide really does present and shows the partnerships that we've recently established. So things from input from computers all the way through data center operations or private clouds if you wanted to help to have a more secure cloud environment experience, or just having a solution to assess your security posture for preparing for cybersecurity insurance. We offer different solutions tailored to your size, your budgets, and to ensure that you have the right solutions that fit your needs now. And as your business continues to grow and scale, we'll work with you without the need to have to constantly change out systems. And we take a really and our goal is to really provide an ecosystem driven approach to IT. So we not only ensure that we understand what your business needs are, but we tailor those solutions to fit your needs versus providing you just solutions that may or may not work. We've really tried to understand and listen to what's going on with your environment, really understand where your milestones and your business objectives are, and then really provide those solutions to make sure that they fit. So again, thank you again for everybody and the Hudson Business Association for allowing me to take time today to meet with you all to really give a big good understanding of the importance of cybersecurity and why it is important to you as a business owner. So we've covered essential strategies today to protect your business from understanding the digital risk to connecting multi-factor authentication to one of your business accounts today to get an early start or proactive start to protecting your business. NovaDynamic offers high impact cybersecurity consultations. It's designed for micro to medium sized businesses. It's just not tech support. It's a strategic investment in your company's resilience and long term success. And the ROI, the return on investment, is massive compared to the potential damage that a cybersecurity threat could impact on your business today. So whether you're normalizing your IT approach for the first time or strengthening existing systems, we will meet you where you are. Our goal is really simple. Protect what you've built, position your business for sustainable growth and success. And this slide really goes through if you would like to schedule a consultation, help to build a protection roadmap, or just engage with us for a cybersecurity assessment to prepare for what are the things that I need to prepare for that are the most critical to then go and farm out cybersecurity insurance to protect me from a financial perspective. We are here to support you at every step of the way. And you can reach out to us at info@novadynamic.com, or you can reach out to us at 508-203-1397, and my team will gladly schedule a focused 30 minutes consultation to really understand where you are as a business. So I'm available for questions. If you'd like to shoot me an email or reach out to Leah at the Hudson Business Association to schedule time to discuss your business. If you have any questions that we cover today, whether it's multi-factor authentication setup or risk assessment, cybersecurity insurance, or just a broader technology strategy, I'd love to hear from you. And if you prefer a one-on-one discussion, I'm more than happy to connect with you individually after this session. Thank you again, and I look forward to continuing the conversation. There we go.
Cool. Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions? I've been watching the chat, but if anyone wants to ask anything, or if we need to go back to any slides or get clarification on anything, we can do that now. Alrighty. No questions. In that case, I'll stop the recording and I think we're set. So enjoy your afternoon. Our next meeting will be the first Monday in November. So we'll send out info for that. And then if anyone is interested in hosting any events like this, please let us know. We're booked out pretty far into the spring at this point, which is great. And we'll be sharing a calendar for that soon. But other than that, feel free to reach out anytime and we'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you again. Have a wonderful day.